Yeah, I'm going to be starting the day by cutting up some clay because I'm running low on it. I'll be right back to start on the mountain man's face. Alright, I'm going to start by taking the head off. Now the head on this one was done, geez, it has to be 4 or 5 years ago, and the clay is pretty stiff on the foam skull. It's the skull of the that it came with the armature, and the clay or the foam under the clay has sucked out the pretty much most of the oils in the clay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and use the skull that was with the female, and I'll just use it for the male head, and we'll see if I can work this out okay. I'm going to put a neck on it just to keep it from wobbling on my wire. By the way, I am running my heater, and that's what that loud noise is in the background occasionally. Now I painted this white foam of the skull with my paint to make it match the clay, but I still got to put clay on the armature. By the way, I switched back to my GoPro 8 because I'm not really satisfied with the GoPro 12. The color would change to a bluish tint for my clay, and also whenever they try to improve something, they always screw it up. And they made it harder to use. You can't tell the camera to turn on and turn off. Well, you can tell it to turn on, off, but you can't tell it to turn on. And the 8, I can do that, which makes it much more convenient. Now, don't get me wrong about the GoPro 12. It was a good camera. It certainly has a better battery than the 8. It lasts about twice as long, but there's some things about it that just I personally don't like for what I do. Now, it's a perfect camera for, like, if you're videoing yourself on a motorcycle or a bicycle or walking or running, but for me it just doesn't work for what I do. Again, I'm making the eyeballs out of monster clay, and I'm just trying to set them in the head so that it works out. And the reason I'm using monster clay again is because it's, once it stiffens, it holds its shape really well. This one's just a hair too big. So I just subtract some of that monster clay. There we go. Much better. I'll come back when I get a few more features done, and like I said before, I cover a lot of this on making a face on my videos that I have for sale, my instructional videos that stream on Vimeo. And I'll put a link in the video description to where you can review those videos. I actually like working with the foam skull. They leave it in such a way that you still have to sculpt the anatomy. No way of getting around that. But it does save you time as far as, oh, just lost that eyeball. Gotta make another. Poor guy. Can't keep his eyes in his head. Okay, that eye is back a little too far. So I gotta add some clay into the back of the socket. To absorb the eyeball a little bit, place it a little bit better. trying to put a smile on his face. Alright, I'm going to take his head off and put it on his body and see what it looks like. I'm not unhappy with that. I'm imagining a man who has a boy with an orphan living on the streets, and then they have gone to sea, been a sailor for a while, who now has a family. Something he always wanted when he was a kid. And he's joyful and also extremely humble by this. That's the beauty of sculpture and painting and art. That modern art can't quite achieve. It doesn't tell the human side of people. Realistic art has the ability to talk about humans and their emotions. All right, I know this looks clunky. What I want to do is put a bandana around his head instead of a hat, because it's summertime, and he probably just doesn't want to wear a hat. Also, the more the mountain men looked like an Indian, the more likely they'd be killed, especially if the clothing they're wearing is related to a particular tribe. Say they're traveling through Blackfoot country and they're wearing Crow style clothing. Well, the Crow and the Blackfeet were constantly after each other, and you wouldn't want to pass off as a Crow Indian with your wife because you'd be attacked. Of course, mountain men weren't safe exactly in Blackfoot country. Where I live was once Blackfoot country. Of course, this valley that I live in was a major hunting ground in the summer and spring for all the tribes. They kind of all came together, got along with each other while they hunted game. Well, that doesn't look too bad now that I look at it. And when I get the hair attached to his head, it'll look a lot better. All right, everybody, that's going to be it for tonight, and I'll pick this up tomorrow. Good night, everybody. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. It really would help me. Also, check out the link below this video it will take you to a review of my 9 instructional videos that could be very helpful to you if you're thinking of sculpting. Good night, everybody.